Chad with TOPDON on a new product release, the AL500B. And the B stands for battery testing, because this is a two-in-one tool. This does OBD2 generic codes and battery testing in one tool. I got my 2007 Toyota 4Runner trail rig that I just ran through a mud puddle, but we're going to show you how to do a battery testing system and how to do OBD2 scans. I'm actually going to start by going to the battery test. And I'm going to test just the battery first. I'm going to select AGM, and we're all CCA, and this is a 750 cold cranking amp battery. So we're going to go ahead and do that testing. Now you'll notice that my charge of my battery is 11.86 volts. So the state of charge is actually at 0%. This battery has been sitting for a while in this vehicle and it hasn't been running, so it hasn't been charged in a while. So the answer is going to be, we need to retest this after charge. So we're going to put this on one of our Tornado battery chargers, get this battery charged up to proper voltage. So we just got done charging the battery after the tool recommended that we do that. So we're going to go through and do the battery test again. And you can see that my state of charge is at 72%. I'm at 12.43 volts. But my state of health, I'm only pulling 342 cold cranking amps out of this battery. So ratio on the battery is supposed to be 750 cold cranking amps. It's definitely time to replace this battery. And this battery is probably 10 years old, so that would make sense. Now, knowing that we have to have a good battery before we can do a starting and charging system test, we have to replace this before we do that. If we had a good battery, we can go back and we can do our starting system or charging system test or complete system test, but the tool walks us through that whole process. The next step is to go ahead and go back out and we can go to our OBD2 Diagnostics. For the diagnostics portion of the tool, we simply switch out the cable for the 16-pin diagnostic cable. Once we connect the tool to the OBD2 port, you'll see that it'll automatically power on. There's two main features of the diagnostics on this tool. One is OBD2 scan and IM, which is your emissions monitors. Let's go into emissions monitors first. So we're going to go over there and select enter, and this will process and go through and see if all the monitors have ran or if there are any codes. This is a quick and easy way to find out if you're going to pass your emissions test if you live in a state that does emissions testing. We'll go ahead and back out, scoot over to OBD2 and push enter. This gives us the ability to read and clear codes, another option for monitors, and we can also go to data stream. Let's go ahead and go to data stream since we know we don't have any codes. I want to view any selected ones, or we can select all. We'll go ahead and select all. Now that our data list has populated, you're able to see all the information and the same information that the computer sees. So we can see that my engine coolant temperature is currently at 111 degrees. There are multiple different pages depending on your model. There could be many pages. On this particular 2007 4Runner, I have 48 pages of data information. This tool also gives us the ability to do graphing functions. If we escape, we'll go ahead and select the graphic items and push enter. Once we populate that, you can see all the different information options you have for selecting and graphing. We can select up to 2 PIDs. So we're going to select the engine coolant temperature sensor, and we'll go down, and let's select engine RPM. That will change it over into a graph mode so we can see 2 graphs compared to each other as they rise and fall together. We can see our max currently on the red line, which is our engine coolant temperature sensor, is currently 109.4 degrees, and the engine's not running, so our RPMs are at 0. The AL500B is a powerful tool for a technician's toolbox, a DIYer, or even someone that wants to take their vehicle off-road. Make sure that you have the AL500B in your toolbox for your next adventure.